Hello everyone, I'm Joe Ackourey, and welcome to the Fly of the Week. For this episode, episode 36, I'll be tying the Hendrickson Spinner. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, here we go. The Hendrickson Spinner. Great pattern to add to your arsenal, for sure. So, let's get started. Cover the first half of the shank of the hook with thread, starting from the eye, going back to the center of the shank, and then wrap back up half of that. That's where your wing is going to get set. This fly is an extremely easy fly to tie. There's only 3 parts to it: a tail, wing, body. That's pretty much it. So let's start out with the wing first. So we have our position, exact spot where we're going to put the wing. And for the wing material, I'm using my poly wing material. It's like a sparkle yarn that I have on my website. Pretty much what I do is I kind of over exaggerate the size of the piece I'm going to use, just so it's easy to place on the hook. And what you're going to do is just start out by figure eighting this wing on. Make a loose loop, kind of anchor it to the hook shank, and just begin figure eighting it. From the back to the front, from the front to the back. And just keep repeating that process until you get about 8 or 10 on there. And I'm torquing down pretty hard, and I just push the hook down a little bit. But so once you've achieved that, I like to pull the wings forward, wrap a couple supporting securing wraps in the back, and repeat the process in the front. There's our wing. Again, it's not cut to the length that I want, but there it is. Now, wrap your thread all the way back to right where the shank and the bend meet. I'd say that's pretty close, right about there. And again, we always lay a foundation of thread on the hook shank so that our materials bite in better. Anything that we put, on top. So now for the tails. The tail calls for like a medium done hackle fiber. So again, you know the drill. Just draw these fibers down till they become perpendicular to the stem of the feather, just like so. Okay? I'm going to grab about maybe 3/8 of an inch of hackle fibers and pull away. They line up fairly nicely, and I'm just going to tap them, and there's my perfect tail, guys. Tail length is equal to the shank of the hook, including the eye, just like so. Once I've achieved that length, I'm going to fasten that down right where the shank and the bend of the hook meet. Right about there. And I'm going to wrap this all the way up. I twist my wings forward like that so that they stay out of the way of me, so I don't catch them when I'm wrapping my tail in. Okay. Now, I typically like to pick the tail up and kick a couple of wraps underneath. I think I need to come back a little further. There we go. Now I'm going to kick a couple of wraps in. All right. That helps me fan out the tail. Once I fan out the tail, and I'm going to lock it in with a couple of wraps. So far, here's what we have. We have our wings, which aren't cut to size yet. We've put our tail in, which is proportional to the shank of the hook. There's our fanned out tail. And now we're going to begin to build the body. The body is made out of my rusty spinner fur blend that you can find on my website. It's very easy to dub. Just draw out some fibers. Don't go crazy with the amount of fur blend. And I'll attach it to the thread very carefully. Form your noodle. Once you have it, lined up on your thread, you can begin the process of just squeezing the life out of the blend, so to speak, and back and forth and release. There you go. This will slide up right to the shank of the hook. Now I'm going to pick my tail up carefully, kick a wrap of fur blend under the tail, and begin building my skinny body. Okay. Just take your time. Gradually make it thicker and thicker. You know, you want to build that taper. You achieve that by overlapping the body. I'm going to twist these wings together again to keep them out of the way for a little bit. Go right up to the wings. There we go. Undo those. Undo the twist. Draw some more rusty spinner blend out. Just a little, guys. Position that on the thread so it's gives you a nice uniform noodle, and begin the process back and forth. Okay, there we go. Slide that into position. Now you want to figure eight the fur blend around the wing. I'll do it a couple more times just to, and you can see how nice that's coming. And then pretty much finish it off in the front. Got a little wild guard hair there. I think I'm going to put just a tad more. You see a little spot that's a little weak. Just a tad. All right. Form your head. I'm going to fold these wings back now while I perform my knot. This fly is essentially done, guys. The color of thread I'm using is a 8/0, like a chocolate brown thread. Okay. Now for the wings and the final part. The wings are also going to be equal to the length of the shank of the hook, including the eye. So I'm going to kind of eyeball it. Clip that off. Pick these up together. Since I cut the one, I could just pick them straight up at 12 o'clock high and cut the other one about the same length. There we go. Very simple tie. Let's put drop a head cement on there. Guys, that's it. Very simple. The Hendrickson Spinner, deadly fly. This fly usually appears on the stream a couple days after the hatch starts. Right toward evening, late evening, you'll see them. The rising characteristics of the trout will change from an aggressive splash to, you might see a tail, a fin, dorsal fin, very gentle takes. So add this fly to your box, guys. It's another feeding opportunity for trout and another opportunity for you guys to capitalize on catching more fish. Fish the life cycle, guys. The nymphs, the duns, and the spinners, and the emergers as well. So thank you for joining me for this episode, and looking forward to seeing you in the next. Tight lines, guys.